This is Nightline.
Tonight, Cassie cross-examined. The defense at the Sean Diddy Combs trial grilling the prosecution. Start with the mogul's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
These defense attorneys wanted to cast doubt, reasonable doubt on her credibility.
Directing her to read explicit texts she sent the rapper.
The defense is hoping the jury sees enthusiasm on the part of Cassie Ventura, a willingness and eagerness to participate.
And Diddy's friend of 35 years in court every day.
He's not a sex trafficker. I know that he's not a racketeering boss. I know that.
The shockers in the courtroom and why actor Michael B. Jordan's name came up at trial. Plus, the Red Hot show, Stopping Traffic.
Sunset Boulevard, ruthless Boulevard, destination for the stony-hearted.
Tony-nominated Sunset Boulevard star Tom Francis going viral for his nightly Broadway showstopper in Times Square.
Sunset Boulevard has been a wild ride.
What it's like playing the love interest of Nicole Scherzinger, voice behind hits like Don't You?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?
How his onstage stardom earned him a role on a hit TV series.
You can have her back when I'm done.
I heard that he actually saw you on the West End and he was like, that's my guy.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A contentious day in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs, with the defense putting the mogul's now ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, under cross-examination. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual and alleged events that some may find disturbing. In a New York City courtroom, star witness Cassie Ventura took the stand for the third day in a sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy case against her former boyfriend, hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Cassie was grilled for 6 hours by the defense, trying to paint a picture that she was a willing participant in the alleged freak-offs that are central to the prosecution's case.
The whole point of the cross-examination was to get jurors to believe that Cassie Ventura was not a victim of sex trafficking. She may have been the victim of domestic violence or assault, but they were hoping to raise doubt in the minds of jurors that there could have been other reasons Cassie Ventura engaged in the sexual conduct she did.
Combs' lawyer, Anna Esteval, leading the cross-examination. Esteval said, "To make him happy, you told him that you wanted to do freak-offs, right?" Cassie replying, "No, there's a lot more to that." Esteval going through old texts and confronting Cassie with a message from August 2009, in which she told Combs, "I'm always ready to freak off. LOL. The defense reading another of Cassie's messages, suggesting she became reluctant only when she felt, in her words, quote, dirty and grimy as opposed to sensual and spontaneous. Going on to say, "I get nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasies off with, and that's it."
The cross-examination did meander and appear to get bogged down at times. The whole defense is that Cassie was not coerced into this kind of sexual activity. So the defense is hoping the jury in those text messages sees enthusiasm on the part of Cassie Ventura, a willingness and eagerness to participate in the kind of lifestyle that Sean Combs was leading.
They wanted to cast doubt, reasonable doubt on her credibility, and they wanted to cast these encounters as consensual encounters. And there is evidence to support that notion that they were in this relationship, that she agreed to this swinging lifestyle.
The defense questioning Cassie about texts she sent to Combs on the day this video was recorded, showing Diddy beating and dragging her after she allegedly tried to escape a freak-off. "I want to freak off so bad, but don't want to expletive myself up. What am I to do?" The defense trying to suggest the freak-off could be Cassie's idea.
Even though the text messages appear to be friendly, the sex appears to be consensual over a decades-long relationship, that there can still be evidence of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. Sex crimes and sexual trafficking are generally the result of grooming by a defendant, someone that continues to push boundaries and make behavior that is coercive, that is non-consensual, appear to be normal.
Another theme the defense pushed throughout the day, jealousy.
Defense attorney Ana Estevao got Ventura to agree she could be jealous. Cassie Ventura said she had some jealousy of Kim Porter. Porter's the mother of 4 of Combs's children. She wanted to be the one to develop a relationship with his family that she did not have.
Cassie was asked about a moment at a freak-off where Combs went through her phone and discovered she had been cheating on him with rapper Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Muscudi. Estevao asked Cassie, "Did you feel justified in cheating on him with Mr. Muscudi because of Mr. Combs' infidelities?" Cassie answering, "I could have, possibly. I don't know."
That jealousy cut 2 ways. Cassie Ventura talked about some pretty scary arguments she had with Sean Combs over her infidelity. With rapper Kid Cudi, Combs was violent towards her for reasons having nothing to do with sex, but because of jealousy and infidelity.
In 2015, when Cassie was filming Honey 3, she learned Combs was dating another woman, so she began a relationship with actor Michael B. Jordan. Cassie testifying, "I was definitely angry, yeah." Cassie is expected to take the stand again tomorrow.
The judge wants her finished with her testimony by the end of Friday after federal prosecutors told him that she could give birth as soon as this weekend.
Combs has pled not guilty and denies all charges. In court, Combs' mother and his 3 sons sitting through a 4th day of graphic, lurid testimony. Combs' support system extending beyond family as well, including friend of 35 years, Charlucci Finney. Now a member of Diddy's inner circle defending his friend.
Your friend Sean Combs?
1,000%.
Now, how would you describe your relationship?
God brother, close friend.
Now, when you say friend, if I may ask, now you're from Brooklyn, I'm from Baltimore, so this is a Baltimore question.
Absolutely.
Now, when you say friend, or on the payroll friend?
I never received $1 from him as a payroll. That's my brother. Blood make you related, but loyalty make you family.
Charlucci says he shows up to court every day, rain or shine, often wearing a free puff hoodie.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of him. I love him out loud. I'm not gonna hide it.
I understand that in court, that you guys sometimes exchange looks, kind of nod.
Right.
Walk me through those moments. What's that about?
Well, there's a thing that we do, and he let me know he's okay. He's calm. Like, I'm good, brother, don't worry about me. And then I'll return the favor. I'm good, brother, don't worry about me.
But you are worried about him.
I'm worried about him because it's a different place. You know, you're going from this big mansion, this king-size bed with butlers and stuff like that, to living in a room, mattress this thick, being told when to get up, when to sleep.
Finney says his friend is not a monster.
Racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation for the purpose of prostitution. Does that sound like your friend?
No, it don't. It sounds like alleged charges. And that's why we're in court. He's not a sex trafficker. I know that he's not a racketeering boss. I know that.
How do you know that?
The RICO was built for people like John Gotti, Al Capone.
Mobsters.
He's not a mobster. He's a producer. He's a philanthropist. He's a father. He's my friend. He's my brother. So.
And his lawyer suggested he's also a swinger.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I don't think swinging is against the law. What he do in his bedroom is his business.
Let's talk about the video of his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. You've seen the video.
Oh yeah.
Your reaction when you first saw it?
Seeing it, it was a bad look, right? It could be upsetting, right? To see your friend in a situation like that, right? See your brother in a situation like that, see a woman in a situation like that. And by no way means possible that it's okay for a man to touch, pull, attack, grab, touch, do anything to a woman.
If that were your girlfriend, your sister, your mom, your daughter, what would have been your reaction?
I'd rather not say.
In addition to the federal trial, Combs is fighting more than 60 lawsuits depicting an alleged pattern of sexual violence and abuse. Combs' lawyers have denied all allegations and said he never sexually assaulted anyone. Lisa Bloom represents 2 people suing Combs in civil court.
The trial is underway. Feels like it's been a long wait.
And 1 government witness in the federal case.
It's very scary to be a government witness in a case like this. And I think scariest of all is that Mr. Combs will be sitting there staring at the witness. It's something that's very brave.
One of her clients is singer-songwriter Don Richard, who was a member of Danity Kane and collaborated with Diddy over the years. She filed a civil suit against Combs just days before he was indicted and arrested last September. Richard accused Combs of sexual battery, forced labor, gender-motivated violence, hostile work environment, and copyright infringement. She also claims she witnessed Combs becoming violent towards Ventura on numerous occasions. The alleged abuse including choking and strangling, punching her and throwing items at her, including a scalding hot pan.
Your client, Dawn Richard, you filed her suit 1 week before this case was brought against Sean Diddy Combs. Your reaction to that?
We were surprised and frankly very pleased to see that the government filed a case that was strikingly similar to our case. I mean, keep in mind the government has a lot of power that I don't have. Mainly, they had the power of the FBI to go in and conduct raids of Mr. Combs's homes. But knowing what the government knows, that they filed a case that's so similar to ours, we saw that as a very positive sign.
Combs's lawyers have denied the allegations and accused Richard of trying to transform a straightforward commercial dispute into a headline-grabbing sex trafficking conspiracy.
For many people, this trial is about unchecked power. This trial is about the underbelly of the music industry. What is it for you?
For me, it's about my brother fighting for his life. That's what it means to me.
Guilty or not guilty, will his life be the same?
It could never be the same. He have to rebuild either way.
He's a man in his mid-50s. Can he rebuild if he is acquitted?
You don't know Sean, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. Watch.
And for more on this story, watch Impact by Nightline, Diddy on Trial, now streaming on Hulu. When we come back, Tom Francis has gone viral for his open-air performance of Sunset Boulevard. Why he says the chemistry he has with co-star Nicole Scherzinger is like nothing he's ever experienced. Welcome back. Tom Francis is starring in the Broadway revival of the hugely popular Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, Sunset Boulevard. He's also going viral for taking his performance into the streets of New York City. He sat down with ABC's Gio Benitez.
Tom Francis is right here with us. Welcome to
Hello.
Nightline. It is so good to see you.
Thank
First
you
of
so
all,
much.
congratulations on the Tony nomination. I can't imagine what you were thinking when that nomination came down.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful moment. I can't really believe it's happening.
But so much is happening. So obviously Sunset Boulevard is this iconic show by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and he's behind, of course, Phantom of the Opera.
Dare you trust the music of the night?
Avita. The list goes on and on. You play this down on his luck screenwriter.
Yeah.
And one of the incredible scenes is when you are seen leaving the theater, walking out to Times Square, singing, going all around. And we have a clip we want to show the audience right here. Take a look.
Sunset Boulevard, ruthless Boulevard, destination for the stony-hearted.
You're still very much in character, walking through Times Square.
Lethal Boulevard, everyone's forgotten how they started here on Sunset Boulevard.
And it's become a thing, right? Because now it's viral. People are watching you do it on the street. They're recording videos of it. Did you expect this to become so viral, though?
No, I didn't. I don't think I expected any of what's happened to happen, to be honest. So everything that's happened because of doing Sunset Boulevard has been a wild ride.
Yeah, a wild ride indeed. And you star opposite Nicole Scherzinger. Can we talk about Nicole? Just so fantastic. I was able to see you guys actually on the West End before you came to Broadway, and I've been able to see that chemistry. Actually, it worked obviously over there, but wow, did it build up to what it is on Broadway now. What's it been like to work with her?
Well, we just know each other so well now.
Yeah.
I think we just know what each other's going to do, and it's a proper symbiotic relationship that happens when we're on stage, which I've never really experienced to that level before, knowing exactly where they are all the time, even when you're not looking at them, and it's just such a nice connection that we've formed.
And she has these hit songs, Don't Ya?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
When I Grow Up.
When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be a movie.
She is a superstar of a singer. Did that add pressure for you?
I do remember when we were in London rehearsing, the first time that she ever sang With One Look.
What a moment that is.
With one look, I'll be
I will never forget that. She's just this powerhouse. And she just comes out and really just goes to some crazy places every single night. And it's such a pleasure to watch that. I've got such a brilliant view.
Right. What's incredible about Sunset Boulevard is that it has such a history, right? You have the 1950 classic film Sunset Boulevard.
You're Norma Desmond. Used to be in silent pictures, used to be big.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
But then you also have the original Broadway show with Glenn Close.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Which was also spectacular. But in this case, this was a performance that was really, I want to say, toned down when you're talking about costumes, when you're talking about sets. There really is not a whole lot of that. Is it true that you haven't watched or listened to the source material?
Yeah. It's part of my creative process just so that we could come up with our own version of Joe Gillis, really.
You know, it's incredible what this show has done for you, because now you're starring in that hit Netflix show, You. Your character is so fun to watch.
I told you that wasn't enough. Hey! Get your hand off her now. You can have her back when I'm done.
Greg Berlanti, the co-creator of the show, I mean, he is one of the creative minds behind Dawson's Creek and Love, Simon. I heard that he actually saw you on the West End, and he was like, that's my guy.
He did. He was very instrumental in it.
Can we talk about the Met Gala?
Yes.
You had that amazing Todd Snyder look. What was that like to be invited to that? Because that's such a legendary event.
Yeah, I remember getting off the phone with my team, and it was just, we were just all screaming down the phone, very excited. I mean, Stevie Wonder played. I was there like, Stevie Wonder, he's so close, and he just sounded incredible. Well, it's just sort of seeing everyone just interacting and walking around the room, and it's just like, why am I here?
You're here because you're a star.
Yeah, maybe, I'm not sure, not yet. It was just a really, really enjoyable evening.
All right, so you are nominated for a Tony now.
I can't believe it.
I know, and you're on a hit TV show. I think everybody's probably surprised to hear that you're only 25 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Tom Francis,
thank you.
You were such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. And Sunset Boulevard plays through July 13th on Broadway. You can catch Tom in the final season of You, streaming on Netflix right now. You won't regret it. Tom, congratulations.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Gio. When we come back, an historic hatching at the Philadelphia Zoo to a nearly 100-year-old mother. And finally tonight, it's a boy and a boy and a boy. She's a mother again at nearly 100. A Galapagos tortoise appropriately named Mommy, hatching 3 more babies. This batch are males. And tonight we're seeing the first videos, now crawling, exploring, and munching greens. The trio follow the birth of Mommy's 4 other Galapagos tortoises, all girls, born earlier this year. Another 9 eggs are incubating now, with more babies possibly on the way. And that's Nightline for this evening. Catch all of our full episodes on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.